So today we're door dashing. We haven't door dashed in a while. We don't know if it's actually busy or not, so we're just kind of picking up whatever orders, you know, pop up that are local, maybe a little bit further away from where we live. But I'm just waiting for Sean to get back in the car, and then I guess we'll get started with our video today. Why aren't you saying nothing?
Why aren't you saying nothing?
What do you mean?
So, in October of 2024, we will be attending a cruise. Well, our first cruise for one of our friends' birthdays. We heading
Hi,
out.
cousin.
We heading out to Bermuda. We getting on the Vision of the Seas. We don't know about it. Well, we know enough about it, but we don't know enough about it. First time getting on a big cruise ship, so wish us luck.
Wish us luck? What, he think we gonna die or something? You like wish us luck? What you mean? Okay, so the price of the trip is basically our rent and a half, if that makes sense. So we're gonna talk a little bit about how we're like budgeting out the trip and talk about some potential, I guess, preparations that we have to do for the trip. So to give a realistic timeline as to how we're making our payments, it's currently February, like the beginning of February, and we just made our first payment. So when you're making payments for a trip, I think you can use like Afterpay or some variation of Afterpay that they have through their system. And we're also booking with Royal Caribbean because I've been hearing about the horror stories of the other place, the Carnival or Carnival or however people pronounce it. But so we started our payments in February. Off the rip, you have to pay a security deposit per person. It's like 5 or 6 of us going as of right now, but we're all kind of rooming, like doing our own things regarding rooming. But Sean and I are rooming together, obviously, and we are that person scared me. Per person is $250, and so we had to put down $500 starting off. Once we put our deposit down, they give you a time frame in which you have to finish paying by. So we didn't do like Afterpay, but they still have like a payment plan through Royal Caribbean that you can use to make your payments. And our last payment date is like July 14, 15, something like that. And the trip itself is in October. So they want you, I guess, to finish roughly paying that's 2 or 3 months in advance, which, you know, works because it gives you a realistic timeline as to what you can or what you should pay a month if you want to break up your payments. So in general, we did some budgeting. We actually change our budget maybe like every month because like you know, wages change, hours change. Well, because I'm a bookie person, so I gotta write everything down. But I redo our budget every month because everything changes, and we rebudgeted to fit the trip into our finances, and you know, calculated what our disposable income is every week, every month, to determine how much we can afford to spend or like save while we're also making payment. At the last minute, I also had a little bit of time to like just put some extra money in savings before we even started making our down payments and stuff. So that actually fits into what our payments are going to be. So aside from the $500 we just put down, so that's February to July, that's $500 subtracted from our total payment. In February, we paid the deposit of $500, and March technically begins our monthly payments. I have my little $250 that I was saving specifically for the trip in savings because that was supposed to be my portion of the deposit. So with the $500 subtracted from our total of $1,863, plus the $250 from my savings, that means we would only owe $1,113 by March. Like, that's how much the balance would be, and from there we would actually start making our monthly payments. So we're either gonna just like combine our payments together because we live together and stuff, we're a couple and stuff, but just so you can have a realistic idea of how much we would technically be contributing every month, I'm gonna break it down that way. So by the end of March, technically, before we start making our monthly payments, we would still owe $1,113. You divide that by the 5 months that we have left to make the payments. Oh, he does not cherish his. Oh, I thought he was about to go into the street. When you divide that by 5 months, that's $222 a month, or roughly $111 or rounded $112 that we would owe every month. And that's not including if we end up having a little bit more money contributions that we can add to it. But that's just like our minimum payment if we do decide to looks old. But no, if we do decide to make our payments bigger, we definitely can, because we would be able to afford it based off of how we broke down our price. But as of right now, like with the money that we have saved, the money that we have already paid, we would only have to pay $222 total a month for our trip. And it's actually pretty relieving having a realistic number to go towards like our trip every month. Excuse me, because like we're paying damn near $1,900 for the trip, and that sounds like so much money, and it is. We're not rich people. You know, we're not rich. So the fact that we can break it down makes the payments sound a little bit more realistic, so that way if you do decide to plan a trip, you can know how much you can afford every month. So any goal is achievable. You just have to have self-discipline, right?
Never give up. Stack your money. The price is just a number. That's all it is. The price is just a number. You can do it as long as you got a plan.
Yeah. Just waiting for me to get out the car. I'm still making